Hey Gemini, it's Kate from K Loves Tarot. So then you guys, let's take a sneak peek what the energy is going to be like for you guys for the third week of January, 19th to the 25th. Just quickly while I'm shuffling you guys, I'm doing a cheap and cheerful super wolf moon blood, whatever it is. Yeah, super blood wolf moon spread. See how these really intense energies from this moon are going to affect you guys around that week. And it's only £10 if anyone wants to give it a go. Email me, it's in the description below. Alright then, Gemini. I've felt the energies already, you guys. It's set to be an intense one. 19th to the 25th. Alright, let's see. Crack in here for the Geminis. Central issue. These are 5-card spreads, by the way, you guys. So we've got the central issue, the root of that. Queen of Swords, 4 of Pentacles reversed. 10 of Pentacles reversed. What's crowning? The Devil reversed. What's coming towards you? The 4 of Swords. So some of you guys, you're trying to communicate. I feel like, because she's an invite to communicate, but she's also about searching for information as well. Normally though, this is like, come hither, let's talk. Talking about what? Needing to let go. A conversation leads to you needing to let go. Why? We have this realisation that you may have been stuck in toxic energies and we're trying to get out of it now. Recent past, 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. So this could be either a job or a relationship. It may not be so much about leaving a relationship. This may be more about releasing toxic energy from a relationship. If it's got a bit too much to handle and you guys need to talk and it's like, okay, how can we make this better and move forward and lay this shit to rest? That's how this looks, Gemini. Okay, let's clarify. What's sticking out there? For some of you guys are dealing with earth signs, Taurus and specifically, or air signs. Other air signs, but I do see this is your energy, Gemini. Let me just clarify it once more. So the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, this is a definite conversation needing to take place here regarding a very committed relationship. Do you see what I mean? I always know to follow my intuition by now, you guys. There's a lot of commitment here and a lot of tradition, but it's got, I want to say sloppy for some of you. A relationship that's got sloppy. For either you or your partner. Not enough effort being applied into it, you know, not enough consideration for each other as well, I want to say. For the singletons, I would definitely say this is more to do with the job, or it could be like an early dating or early relationship thing that's going on here where someone just doesn't seem bothered. But let's clarify the roots. The Hangman, yeah, it's like you're trying to release the energy of toxicity regarding this, but at the same time it's like every time you're trying to take a step forward you're being pushed 2 steps back, and I feel like you guys are just coming to the end of your tether here to sort of say, look, every time I address this shit, nothing, you know, I get promises that it's going to improve but nothing actually ever does stick. So, you know, it's like you feel like you're being pushed back again. It's recent past. The Fall in the reverse. No risks have been taken towards either better finances or the commitment. So it's like, even though there may have been this lack of, I want to say more so loyalty. Like someone's just not put enough effort in and it's resulting, or has resulted, because it's in a past position, in this lack of loyalty for you guys. It's like, well, how can they truly be loyal to me if they're not prepared to put any effort in here? I've got a king and a queen. Look, you guys, whenever I see a king and a queen like this, it's a soulmate connection based on the element of the card. And it's swords, so this is about communication and honesty and trust. You know, someone who you really can trust. You may not feel like you can trust them, but you totally can trust this person. Especially if it's a Taurus, Capricorn, or Aries even. or another earth sign, Gemini. And it's like, you guys have just got yourself in a bit of a funk here. That's how this looks to me. In the crowning, the Tower. So 2 major arcana here in your crowning position. What you're thinking about. I need to clarify it once more. Okay. To me, dealing with water signs as well. So the Devil in the reverse. Releasing toxic energy, breaking away from what you feel is keeping you trapped. That Tower, to me, is, I suppose, your realisation that if I keep trying to improve it, I'm just looking at this from your perspective. You know, it's almost like you said, if I keep trying to improve it, but I keep getting pushed back, why do I keep getting pushed back? Why is this not sticking like it should? And I feel like the Tower really is your answer. It's that realisation that, okay, it's built on a false foundation. This tower's got to crumble. We've got to start from scratch here. And there is definitely something to start again for with this, because I'm definitely seeing commitment and tradition, you know, and a possible soulmate connection. But someone definitely is trapped in clingy, needy, jealous ways. With that Knight being in the reverse, maybe you're feeling a bit jealous because you're not getting as much from this person as maybe they're maybe they're too interested in work and not you. Maybe they're more interested in their friends than they are you. But there is something to work on here. That's the thing, Gemini. It's coming towards you. Judgment in the reverse. Three of Swords. And the Page. Right, okay. I feel like this is to sort of say, if you guys don't address this properly and meet in the middle here, this ain't going to work. That's how this looks to me, you guys. It's not going to work. This is a shame. It's such a shame to see them cards. But don't forget, Gemini, nothing's ever set in stone. And that is the silver lining here. And the Page in the reverse is that lack of a gesture. Something that's going to bring some form of stability and commitment. And it really is the conversation about, can we continue this relationship? Because it's a shame to let it go just because... Do you know what I feel like this is, you guys? I think this is 2 soulmates that have met at the wrong time. Because I always say soulmates meet when they're both at a very stable position in their life, where one doesn't need to rely too much on the other. And I'm wondering if it's like this has happened maybe a little bit sooner than it probably should have, because someone's clearly still got issues here. And I always say, if, especially with soulmate connections, because they're more sensitive, if you guys meet where one of you is really screwed up, jealous, insecure, a bit toxic, it puts way too much pressure on the other person to make that person feel secure. And it should not, that kind of pressure should not be applied into a soulmate connection relationship here, because again, why should they have to do all this work? That's why I always try and advise people when they've got soulmates coming in to start fixing these issues now, because it should not be up to the other person. If they're very content and happy in their life, it shouldn't be up to them to fix somebody else, because it's added pressure. You're focusing more on fixing someone than enjoying the relationship, and that's why this looks to me like it might not work. I want to say though, rest assured, if it is a case of bad timing, it's likely this energy can come around again, and this can be fixed at a later date. So I would, if this has hit the nail on the head for some of you, I definitely would say maybe it's worth taking a break, you know, and sort of reevaluating what needs to be resolved internally first before coming back together with this person. But I will admit you run the risk of them moving on. I'll admit that straight up. I don't want to build anyone's hopes up. I'm no baker. I don't sugarcoat shit. I will try and look for a silver lining in this, Gemini, because I really don't want to leave this as it is right now. You know what I mean? Let me see. Let me get 3. 1 for past, present and future. Right, past, attraction, present, trust, future. This to me looks like, even though there was a very strong attraction here in the past, you know what I mean, and you could really enjoy something with this person. There might not have been much of a commitment back then, but that's obviously what's occurring now. The commitment is there to be had, it's just no effort's being applied into that, hence why it's become a little bit needy and clingy. So here, trust, situation's calling for you to have faith in this relationship, in other words. If it doesn't have to be broken, it doesn't have to be, you know what I mean? If you deep down know you can work on it and change a few things around, then do it. But if it's getting too toxic to the point where you're thinking it's too heavy, in this realisation of, yeah, it is built on some sort of false rocky foundation, we've got to tear this back, then fair enough, but you do run the risk of losing them, I'm just going to say. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. This could be more about throwing yourself into a work mode, and maybe they throw themselves into a work mode. I'm going to clarify that once more, because it really doesn't make much sense, that being there. So I've got worth waiting for. So I do feel like you and this soulmate, I suppose, can come back together at a later date. I feel if the right kind of conversation is applied, it could work. Look, 9 of Swords in the reverse. One more on that. In the world. So yeah, it's almost like the fear has got to end. That's what that's saying. The anxiety, the stress, the needy insecurity, that's what's got to end here. Someone obviously is not meshing well with the other purely because of this toxic energy, because that's what it is. The Knight in the reverse is that clingy, needy, very jealous. If they're not with you, they've got to be with someone else, you know, it's that. If they don't message you back within 5 minutes, it's that. You know what I mean? It's that sheer panic, and someone really does need someone here to calm the fuck down in order to make this work. So if you feel you need a time out to address these energies, then do so. But if I'm perfectly honest, I think with just a little bit of compromise and a really good conversation about why someone's not putting in effort, wink wink nudge nudge, because of that, you can learn to trust each other again. And calling this off so that it's not so hot and intense is actually what's going to make this work. It's like the bird in the cage, isn't it? You hang on to them so tightly and all they want to do is escape. But the second you release and they go, 9 times out of 10 they'll come back. And I do really feel like this soulmate is that bird in the cage kind of effect, you know what I mean? So I'm going to leave that there, Gemini. It's a bit intense, this reading, I must admit, for saying it's a general. And no, it may not resonate for every single one of you. So, you know, if it doesn't, these messages just aren't for you at this time. Definitely check out your mini horizon or plenty of other tarot reads on YouTube. May have the right messages for you at this time. But I'm going to leave that there. If anyone does want a personal reading, especially if you've watched this and you're bothered by it and it's like, oh God, you know, I feel like I've just met my soulmate and I don't want it to end, you know, maybe we can look at personal stuff, spiritual advice and spiritual foresight as well for the future. See if there's any way that we can sort of avoid that circumstance of actually needing to break up or somebody breaking up with you. Maybe we can catch it before it's too late. So, but yeah, my email's in the description anyway, you guys. So I'm going to leave that there. And don't forget, anybody who books a 1 question reading throughout this month gets entered into the prize draw. So again, email me about that. Right, I'm done. You guys take care. I'll be back after the 25th. Bye for now.